What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Gabby, the Real Estate Bae, and today is all about how to use other people's money. This is a hot topic in real estate investing and something that I recently started doing even more, and I want to kind of give you a little bit of my story on how I did it, why I did it, and some of the tips that you can use if you are just starting out using other people's money for your rentals or your flips. If you're new to my channel, I help new and first-time investors find and fund profitable real estate. Specifically, we work in the St. Louis market, but the things that we teach here, you can use in any market. Today is all about how to use other people's money. So just to give you a little bit of a backstory, when I first got into real estate investing, I was using all of my own cash. I didn't know that I can apply to a private money lender or a non-QM lender, and those lenders would allow me to use a portion of my money and the majority of their money to buy and hold real estate. If I could do it all over again, more than likely I would do it the same way because it allowed me to have that grit. But once I got to property, maybe number 3 or number 4, I would have started buying more with private money or the debt service coverage ratio loan. I want to help you all navigate both of those options, private money and debt service coverage ratio. And I want to help you do it from the lens of someone who's already done it and avoid the mistakes that I probably made along the way. So private money lending, let's talk a little bit about what that is and how to find a private lender. Now, this is a version of other people's money, but private money lending in the real estate space is actually thrown around a lot. And there are 2 different types of private money lenders that we typically are talking about when we say PMs. So a private money lender typically is an entity of non-government funds that are pulled together and they loan this money out to you so that you can do real estate deals. Now, typically when you're starting out in real estate, they're going to want to see a 650 credit score. These private money lenders are also going to want to see that you have maybe a partner, that you've done a deal before when you're starting out. They still want to see that you understand the fundamentals of real estate investing. And sometimes they want to know how you're going to get them their money back. I also think that private money lenders want to often see a minimum cash on hand. So although you may not be bringing in $100,000 to the table, they still want to see that you have $10,000 is the average that I see that PMs want to see, so that they can know that you have some skin in the game. Now, with private money lenders, when you use this route, oftentimes it's called hard money lending, and they're giving you a short-term loan or a bridge loan to start the asset and then to exit within 6 months. So if you want to flip, you need to be sold within 6 months. If you are looking for a renter, you need to have the renter in place and refinance within 6 months. But these are short-term loans to kind of help you get up and started in real estate, and you're not cash poor. You're using someone else's money. Now, I started using private money or hard money lending just in the last year. And one of the things that I recognize that people don't talk about enough is the monthly payment to the hard money lender. So for my deals, I typically buy deals between $70,000 and maybe $100,000. And every month that I have that money borrow from the private money lender, I'm typically making a payment monthly of between $800 and $2,000 depending on the deal. So for example, right now I'm doing a flip in St. Louis, and that property will probably be sold for about $240,000. And the payment, I didn't put anything up for that. The private money lender is going to give me the money to do the renovation. They're giving me the 90% of the purchase price they have given me. I only put down 10% of the price of the home and then closing costs. So I put down about $17,000 to $20,000 to hold a $250,000 asset, but every single month I have to pay that private money lender about $1,500 to $1,700. Now, the goal when you're using private money is not to feel like, okay, I'm using other people's money and it's this flashy or even trendy thing to say in real estate social media, in the real estate social media space. You actually want to plan to be able to get in and out of this project quickly, because the longer you hold their money, the more expensive it becomes. So for example, if I'm paying this private money lender $1,700 a month to hold his capital, if I finish the project in 3 months, I paid him $1,700, $1,700, $1,700. But if I finish it in 9 months, you can see really quickly how the project can become extremely expensive and draining if the project is going further than you would like it to go. Before you start taking out private money loans, you want to make sure that you have a team in place to do the renovation. It is critical. If you're doing it yourself, then you want to make sure that you treat it like a 9 to 5. You have a schedule, you have a person that's picking up materials, you have an outline of what you're doing around the asset. It is so critical that the project management component to real estate investing is paired with private money in order for you to feel successful. The second version of private money is super easy because this is where people use the term private money, and they're talking about borrowing from friends and family. They're literally saying, let's pull together private money, AKA not bank money or public funds, and let's try to get enough pulled together from friends and family to be able to take down an asset, buy a property, or renovate the property. I have tried both ways. In my opinion, I am able to go further with private money, hard money, than I am able to go with family and friends because, as you know, everybody is pinching onto their money, and so they may only give you $6,000 or $7,000, where the private money lender may give you $100,000 for the life of you holding the loan. So you can definitely try both depending on the purchase price of your market. Here in the St. Louis market, we typically buy homes, again, for very, very, very minimal. So I like using private money so I can put down just that 10%. And then the private money lender actually gives you 100% of the renovation costs. If you're just starting out and you're trying to figure out, well, Gabby, how do I find private money lenders? I want you to do this quick trick that I have done in real estate over and over and over again. The first thing is I want you to join every Facebook group in your desired market. So if you desire to invest in Cincinnati, Ohio, or St. Louis, Missouri, or you decide to invest in Las Vegas, it does not matter. More than likely, each community, market, or sector will have its own Facebook group. You're going to search on Facebook.com the name of your city that you want to invest in, real estate investors. So for example, I invest in St. Louis, Missouri. I have joined all the groups that say St. Louis investors or St. Louis real estate investors. Once you join those groups, you're going to see at the top right corner that there is a little search engine, and you're going to be able to search hard money lending, hard money loans, or private lenders. When you complete that search, you'll start to see that there's chats from over the years of other investors who are giving reviews or they're giving feedback on other private money lenders that they use. You're going to call each one of those people that seem like they're pretty credible, and you're going to screen them just the same way you would screen any business partner. Remember, your lender is not your God, he is your business partner. Most private money lenders that are really, really good, they want to actually see your scope of work. They want to see your timeline. They want to see that you're serious about this business, and that allows them to feel comfortable that you're going to be able to be successful in the process. The next style of using other people's money that I want to hint on today, which is probably one of my favorite, and I think every investor should be leveraging this, is the debt service coverage ratio program. So the debt service coverage ratio program is a non-QM loan. This loan is my absolute favorite because I feel that it is the most powerful in real estate investing. It is a 30-year loan where you're going to have a long-term tenant living in the property. Now, my favorite thing about this is the credit score requirements are typically 660 from what we see. So very middle of the road. They're typically going to want to see that you have 3 months of reserves. So if the mortgage on that home is going to be $900, they're going to want to see 900 times 3 months times 3 in your checking account. And then, of course, you're going to want to have the closing costs. The debt service coverage ratio lender is going to require 20% down of the home. So if you're buying a home at $100,000, you're going to have to bring to the table $20,000, and they bring 80% of everything else. It's super powerful because you own 100% of the home, but you've only put down 20% of the purchase price. My other favorite things that I want to hint on regarding the debt service coverage ratio loan is that when you buy this property using this loan in your LLC, the debt from the property is not on your personal credit score. So you don't have to worry about having 6 mortgages or 5 mortgages. You're actually going to create an LLC. So for me, it would be Real Estate Bay or Gabby Williams LLC. And all of the debt from the assets that I buy with this loan will be held by the LLC. Now, if you're wondering, Gabby, I'm trying to figure out, you said we needed a 660 credit score. How do I get my LLC to have a credit score? You don't have to worry about that. If you are a borrower, the lender will require that you be the guarantor of the loan. For example, if I have a 660 credit score, the lender is going to run my credit one time. He's going to see a snapshot that I have a 660 credit score, loan approved. The debt from the loan is not going to be on my credit report. it's going to be on the LLCs that I opened, Gabby Williams LLC. You guys, other people's money is a powerful tool to start investing in real estate and to do it successfully. And the biggest word, which we don't talk about enough, to scale. So nobody probably starts in real estate that says, okay, Gabby, I just want one property or two properties. Most of the time we're spinning our wheels trying to figure out, how do I buy 1 to 3 properties a year for the next, 3, 4, 5 years? Because I know when I hit 10 properties, it's going to be absolutely life-changing. The debt service coverage ratio loan, hard money lending, private lending, lending with friends and family are probably the most powerful tools that you can use when starting out to get your first 10 properties. Let me know in the comments if this was helpful. I want you guys to absolutely get started in real estate investing. If this was helpful, if you learned anything at all, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to help this channel be pushed out and for us to be able to grow. And then leave a comment below if I can help you in any way. Talk soon and see you guys next week.